Hey rollers, welcome back to the channel. We're going to start off with these four very simple white canisters. I don't know if it's cheating if I got these from my mother-in-law instead of from a thrift store, but we're going to just roll with that. I am going to get some transfers from the IOD transfer book called Traditional Pots, as well as the one called, let me see it, Brocante. I think I'm saying that right. We're just going to grab four different designs and then just put them on these canisters, I think they're called. So it's not going to be anything fancy, anything special. It's just that we're just going to grab these and then go with that. I will say this is my first time doing a thrift flip type video, so I'm very excited to bring this to you guys. The plan is to do this every other Friday, so let me know what you guys think about that idea. So with the transfers, you're just gonna take it off the carrier, put it on your canister or on whatever surface that you're going to use. I thought I was recording when I was doing the first big design, but apparently I wasn't, and so we don't have the footage for that, but I'll show you furthermore how you do it. So once that transfer is off, you're just gonna what they call burnish it on there. Just take that carrier and just rub it on there to make sure that everything is on your surface properly. I'm starting from the center and going out to make sure that it's laid down exactly where I want it to be, and then we're going to start using our transfer stick, whatever you want to use. You can use a popsicle stick if you want to, and then we're going to just continue burnishing that down. If you move the carrier and you notice that a piece has not laid down, just put it back down, rub on it a little bit, and then lift it again, and more than likely it'll be back in place where you need it to go. Now here are the canisters all together. I think I will be showing all four of them right here on this screen, but I will show you guys later on at the end of the video how everything looks all together. Now I did notice that big jar at the end looks different. It's not as dark as the other ones, and that's because it came from another transfer book, but all together I think they came out really nice. All right, moving on to our next project. I also got these from my mother-in-law. She had a treasure trove of stuff at her house. So this is Bonding Boss from Dixie Belle. It's basically a shellac, or if you're familiar with DIY paints, it will be just like your Salvation Solution. It comes in three different colors: white, clear, and gray, I believe. So I'm going to apply that to keep any bleeding, because these things have been sitting around for a while. So I also use Dixie Belle's this pink paint that my youngest daughter actually picked for me based on the transfer that we are going to apply onto this one. I don't like brush strokes, so that's why you're going to see me stippling the paint on here, because on the glass surface it just leaves a lot of brush strokes. So I'm just stippling everything on there. All right, now this transfer is from Dollar Tree. If you guys are familiar with Dollar Tree, I know all of you are, then you're going to be familiar with this transfer sheet. And I've realized that I was working really hard trying to lay this down when I just started cutting it. All right, another thing is these scissors I also got from my mother-in-law. I think they were her mom's, and she did not want to give them to me, but I was like, come on, what are you going to be cutting for a while? Anywho, here I am trying to decide how I'm going to lay this down, and I realize again, why are you working so hard, girl? Just put it down and then rub in the area that you want the transfer to stick on and keep it rolling. So once I figured that out, I got to working. I had misplaced the piece I could not find for the life of me. It was so tiny. And here it is. That's why I couldn't find it. We're going to rub that on there. And again, you're going to see that a piece did not go on. You just put it back down. I rubbed it down with my fingers. And then I'm going to grab this Dixie Belle clear wax because I wanted it to be cleared on first because I am going to do another coat of white wax, and I don't want the white wax to attach itself in a way to the entire project. So I'm doing clear wax first. This seals in my paint as well, so that's why I'm also doing the back of these trinkets. I don't even remember what they're called. I know that they're vintage. Then we're going to grab this white wax and we're going to apply it. I really wanted it in all those raised roses, crevices, bows, and all those really pretty details. And then from there, we're going to wipe it back with a microfiber cloth. Here we are rubbing it back some of that white wax. If I had applied the white wax first, I wouldn't have been able to get as much of the wax off as possible. And that's how they look once we are done. Let me know what you guys think of this one. This candle holder right here gave me a run for my money. So I got this one from Goodwill, so nothing from my mother-in-law's troves. I am wiping it down. I did this with all my projects, of course, with a disinfectant cleaner that I concoct into this bottle. So it's just alcohol, essential oil, and water. So once I have that all cleaned off nicely, I'm going to grab this ink paint from Waverly. I'm sorry, I was like, what brand is that? And we are going to grab my chippy brush and we are going to apply, I think I did 2 coats on this. And I'm going to do this primarily in a stippling motion because this had a lot of texture. It was very, very extremely textured. And so doing a stippling motion allowed my paint to get into all those grooves and nooks and crannies. I'm just using my handy dandy trusty old hair dryer on cool setting to speed dry it because I knew I needed to do another layer of paint and turn it upside down to do that layer. So I always dry my paint using cool setting because I find that if you use a heat setting, it will crack your paint. So, but of course, if that doesn't work for you, do whatever works best for you. I am always here just for inspiration only. All right, so this is when I grabbed this bare wax that I've used several times in the past, but I realized I never use it on such a dark color that's got all this pigment in it. So let's see what happens next. So I took it out and I start clear waxing this project. And what I started noticing was that it was clumping as soon as I took it out. I'm like, well, that's weird. Why is it doing that? So as I apply it, look what happens. It gets cloudy and clumpy and weird on my project. So I was like, well, the only way to do that, this is just paint. Although I was extremely frustrated at this point. I know it's just paint, so let's apply another coat of paint to cover up that ugly fogginess and start basically all over. So while I'm applying this coat of paint, I'm trying to think. I was like, okay, well, let me call my buddy that I get all my Dixie Belle paint from in a panic. And I was like, please tell me you guys have, what is it called? Clear wax. And she was like, yes, just come by to the shop and pick it up. And here we are. I got my clear wax and I'm applying it with my chippy brush. And I'm like, oh my gosh, already so much better. But if you don't have a Dixie Belle and you just have DIY paints, I was such in a panic that I completely forgot that your girl does have DIY clear wax. So I could have just used that. So when you're panicking and your projects are not going well, your thought process does not go as you normally would when you're firing at 1,000 cylinders. But it doesn't matter. I have now this bigger jar, so we're good. Apply this clear wax because I needed to clear my paint anyway, because remember, Waverly, Dixie Belle, DIY paints, they're all chalk-based, water-based paints anyway, so they need to be cleared in order for this to work, in order for it not to get wiped off or anything like that. Now, doesn't this look so much better? All right, here's the other reason we was doing that wax, that clear wax, is because I'm going to apply this gilding wax right here. And of course, I took it out, and we're going to apply some on my fingers. And this is only the second time I've used this wax. So I was like, okay, well, let's figure this out, because either I don't know how to apply this wax very well, or I got really fat fingers and this is going on so weird. Your girl was having issues with this dang on candle holder thing. I'm a bob. But at the end of the day, I think it looks really nice. It actually reminded me of an Egyptian piece, but I don't know why. So let me know what you guys think about my thought process. And actually, let me know what you think about the entire project. If I was just going cuckoo, or would you guys have flipped out too when you saw that cloudiness? But this is what it looks like at the end. I know some of the areas was blotchiness, but I think that I'm just gonna be like, it's intentional. It's okay. Here are all the projects together in their total beautiful glory. And of course, let me know in the comments what you guys think of all of them. And I don't know, just let me know what you guys think. And I hope you guys like this video. And if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the crazy Royal Crafticular family. Bye guys.